onto the ground, swirling in the air, the birds singing, the waterfall going. It was just, that's where I find the most peace. I love going to places like that, and I let it all out. I cried, I let it all out to God. I said, I cannot. This has been going on for months. I said, I cannot do this anymore. I don't understand this. I cannot read it. I don't know why it's happening. I don't have the ability to handle this on my own, Lord. Take it. You have to take it all. If I'm not meant to understand it right now, fine. I know someday I will when I'm meant to, but you got to take it. And in the midst of this, I'm crying and I'm praying. And here's something you may not know. I don't know who my husband is, obviously. I do not know how many kids I will have. However, I do know one of my children. God gave me a vision a while ago, and I will never forget it. I know what one of my children will look like. I know what their name will be, and I know that they're going to be very special. And for whatever reason, in the midst of me going before him by the river, I prayed for that child. And I said, Lord, and you show me all of these things. You say that I'm going to speak. You say that I'm going to be on stage. You say that I'm going to have children. I don't even know who my husband is yet. I said, where is my child? Where is my husband? Where are all of these things that you keep showing me? And at the end of the prayer, I said, Lord, speak to me. Speak to me. You know how to do that. You know how I will understand you. So I picked up this book, which is Heather Lindsay's new book. And I hadn't read it yet. It was my very first time reading it. And it's called The Purpose Room. Wonderful book, by the way. And I open it up, and I'm wiping my tears and all of this, and I'm opening it, and I'm reading it. I get to page 13. Let me just flip there. On page 13, she says, in Ecclesiastes 3:1, it says that there is a time and a place for everything under the heaven. There is a season for everything that takes place. She said, we sit before God and we spend so much time worrying. Where is this? Why is this happening? When is this going to happen? You showed me this, but why am I here? What does all of this mean? She said, you worry about your husband and you worry about those kids that you keep seeing in your dream. I said, whoa, I just prayed for God about my child. What? If you keep reading, she says, but all God is saying is trust me, trust me, trust me. And I said, okay, enough said. I said, that's beautiful. I trust you, Lord. And I keep reading. I'm actually almost done with the book, and I just started it. But I keep reading, and then she has this whole section on a conqueror. She says, you are more than a conqueror. You need to stand up, take your thoughts captive, and know who you are in Christ. You are a conqueror. Stand up and use the power that is given to you through Jesus Christ. I said, Lord, that is the third time in 1 week that you have told me that. That is the third time in 1 week that I have heard that somewhere, somehow, through something. I said, that's it. I am a conqueror. I am done with this. And after I left that place, I felt so good. See, sometimes even the strongest believers need reminders of God's grace. And I needed it that day. And I just had a peace. I'm telling you, He provides you with the peace that surpasses all understanding. It's a beautiful thing. It cannot be explained. It can only be felt. It's wonderful. I left that day feeling great. Now, let me tell you something else. Let me take a drink because I am on fire. So, here's this thing. I'm in seminary. There's this kid who sits beside me. Here's the thing. If God puts something on your heart to say or something on your heart to do, listen. There is a reason for it. Even if you're not sure why, even if it sounds crazy, just do it. There's a kid in seminary who sits right next to me. And he came in the other day, and he was so excited to tell me something. He was like, Becca, guess what? I have to tell you what happened. I have to tell you what happened. And I was like, what? What happened? I have so much zeal. I love it when somebody else has that too. But he sits down, and when he first started seminary, he talked to me and he goes, Becca, I just want confirmation that I'm where I'm supposed to be. I want to hear God talk to me. I'm just not even sure if I'm supposed to be here. So of course, I prayed with him and I talked with him. But he came in the other day so excited to tell me something. And he goes, Becca, I think I know what God is calling me to do. So he explained what he thought God was calling him to do. He said, and then my friend and I, we sat at the coffee house and I explained it to him for a couple hours. And when we were done with the conversation, I got up, I turned around, and he explained that something had happened that confirmed what they had just discussed. And he goes, remember, that's what you told me. You told me that God speaks to you in ways that you understand. You told me that he speaks your language. You told me that he's talking to you all the time, but we just need to pay attention. And guess what? I noticed him. I was so excited for him. I said, yes, praise Jesus. I said, I unknowingly planted a seed that he watered. It was great. I planted a seed that God watered, which essentially grew. It's amazing. I don't know. I know he puts people together for a reason. I know people are at certain places at the right time. And I just am so blessed that I was able to have that conversation with this guy so that a couple weeks later, this could happen for him. It's a beautiful thing. So here's the thing. I am a very emotional person, yes. A lot of you who know me know that I just am. It's just who I am. However, I know that I can control those emotions, and I do. I know when I need to go before the Lord. I know when I need to take them captive, and I know when I need to tell Satan to stand behind me. And you need to do that with power. You need to do that with true, genuine power through Jesus Christ. And I talk with God often. And I hear him often. But if we don't spend time with God, how will we even know who he is? When you love somebody, what do? When you love somebody, you spend time with them. You talk with them. You respect them. You care for them. And you need to develop that relationship in order to see him talk to you and to recognize all of these things that he's revealing to you. You need to know who he is so you can recognize that it's him. He's talking to you all the time. Pay attention. John 14:21. What does that say? I love that verse. It says, those who love me, I will reveal myself to them. When you love somebody, you spend time with them. They mean something to you. They matter. He is speaking to you. Pay attention. God bless.